The British Columbia Institute of Technology acknowledges that our campuses are located on the unceded traditional territories of the Coast Salish nations of Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh.
From the Broadcast Center at BCIT's Burnaby Campus, this is All Talk Radio. You're listening to 1680 The Crow.
Good afternoon, I'm Ethan Van Dopp, and these are your news updates for 1 o'clock. A public information meeting involving Fort Nelson evacuees is set to take place later today. The Northern Rockies Regional Municipality says the meeting will take place at 3:30 local time at the North Peace Arena in Fort St. John. The community has been under an evacuation order since last Friday due to the out-of-control Parker Lake blaze. A second, larger fire has reportedly opened up in a remote northwest area of the town. A multi-vehicle crash involving a dump truck last night in New Westminster is under investigation. Our reporter Ryan Sheridan has more details on the accident.
The dump truck accident took place just before 4 p.m. on the hill at East Columbia and Home Street. According to the New Westminster Police, the truck struck multiple vehicles, including a traffic control pole. Police say Home Street is an off-truck route. This is also the third truck accident at this intersection, including a crash in 2018 and 2011, which ended in a fatality. The incident is currently under investigation to determine why the driver was off route. Ryan Sheridan, BCIT's The Crow.
The Loblaws boycott that started May 1st is well underway. Reporter Tammy Mack gives us an update on how the movement is going.
Today marks exactly 2 weeks since the beginning of the nationwide Loblaw boycott that was initiated by the Reddit group Loblaws is Out of Control. According to the subreddit, which started as a gathering place for consumers to vent about their rising grocery bills, their following has grown by 21,000 since the beginning of the month. Angered by the inflated revenues in Loblaw's fiscal reports, the subreddit called for a month-long boycott of all Loblaw companies, including Superstore, Shoppers Drug Mart, T&T, and Independent Grocer. The subreddit is now calling for the boycott to last for the entire quarter. Tammy Mack, BCIT's The Crow.
A newer and more advanced version of artificial intelligence has been released. Reporter Lorna Chili explains how this new AI is different than our average chat GPT.
OpenAI has released GPT-4o this week. The O stands for Omni, which means this chatbot can output multiple things. Unlike ChatGPT, 4o can understand audio, image, and text inputs with the goal of creating a natural human-to-computer interaction. GPT is unable to express emotion where 4o can. OpenAI team members demonstrated some of the new model's output capacities, such as telling a bedtime story in different voices, singing in harmony, and seeing a puppy and thinking it is cute. The company mission is to ensure AI that is smarter than humans benefits all of society. Lorna Chili, BCIT's The Crow.
An Interior Department staff member has resigned in protest over the United States' support for Israel's war in Gaza. Lily Greenberg Kyle has become the first Jewish political appointee to resign. Kyle has accused President Joe Biden of using Jewish citizens as a way to justify the United States' policy in the conflict. Her resignation marks at least the fifth mid- or senior-level administration staff member to resign in protest of the war. Officials are now providing an update on the shooting that severely injured the Slovakian prime minister. We now know Slovakian Prime Minister Robert Fico was shot a total of 5 times following a political event at a cultural center in the town of Handlova. Doctors have been treating Fico for several hours. There is no update on his condition. Canada's Got Talent's most recent champion is confident the win will help her grow her career. Rebecca Strong, an Indigenous singer from Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, took home the $1 million prize awarded to the winner. Strong says the prize will go a long way in helping her bring her career to the next level. Now on to weather. This morning it is a high of 18 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud. The temperature is expected to drop to 11 degrees into the night. Thursday we will see a chance of showers with a high of 15 degrees during the day. That has been your 1 o'clock news update. I'm Ethan Van Dopp, and you're listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow.
1680 The Crow.
Good afternoon. I'm Nicholas Hauka with your sports updates to 110. Starting with soccer news, the Vancouver Whitecaps are on the road today against the Colorado Rapids. The Whitecaps are coming off a difficult 3-0 loss to LAFC. Vanni Sartini says his team needs to be ready to go from kickoff. Moving to hockey, Montreal Canadiens goaltender Carey Price will receive an honorary Doctor of Laws degree from the University of Northern British Columbia. The university highlighted Price's NHL achievements, inspiration of Indigenous youth, and philanthropy in northern BC and Canada in its announcement Wednesday. Before the NHL, Price led an under-18 AAA team from Williams Lake, BC to the 2002-2003 provincial championship. Heading to the gridiron, BC Lions training camp is underway in Kamloops. As the team prepares for its 70th season in franchise history, co-general manager Neil McAvoy hopes the front office's focus on physicality up front on both offense and defense can lead to the Lions' first Grey Cup appearance since 2011.
We felt that we just weren't as physical enough all around when it came to playing against the Winnipeg and all teams for that matter. By doing so, we felt that we would be a little more stouter against the run, and obviously with a more physical back and more physical offensive line, we'd be better with the run.
The Lions' first preseason game will take place May 25th against the Calgary Stampeders. The CFL has also approved some brand new safety measures. Players will now have the option of wearing protective soft shell helmet covers known as Guardian caps during games. Don Kelly tells us these caps are already seeing results.
The CFL says the introduction of Guardian caps and other measures has led to a 42% decrease in training camp concussions, and it is now the first pro sports league in North America to mandate the use of mouth guards. The league has announced several other health and safety initiatives. Teams will be allowed to use GPS tracking technology to register real-time data on player movements. That'll assist with injury prevention, load management, and rehabilitation monitoring. Don Kelly, The Canadian Press, Toronto.
Moving south of the border, Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker is facing major backlash after his commencement address at Benedictine College after it went viral last weekend. In the speech, Butker makes homophobic and sexist remarks such as, quote, "Women's most important title should be that of homemaker," end quote. The Chiefs organization has yet to comment on Butker's remarks. Former NFL head coach John Gruden has been dealt a setback in a lawsuit he filed against the league claiming wrongful termination. Genton Colbaugh on what's next for Gruden and his legal team.
Former NFL coach John Gruden has lost a Nevada Supreme Court ruling in a contract interference and conspiracy lawsuit he filed against the league after he resigned from the Las Vegas Raiders in 2021. Gruden's lawyer said Tuesday he will appeal. A 3-justice panel split 2-1, saying the league can force the civil case out of state court and into private arbitration that might be overseen by NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. Gruden's lawsuit accuses the league of forcing him into resigning from the Raiders by leaking racist, sexist, and homophobic emails that he sent years earlier when he was an analyst at ESPN. I'm Geffen Coolbaugh.
Moving on to golf news, the PGA Championship kicks off this Thursday at Valhalla Golf Club in Louisville, Kentucky, and there's a lot of uncertainty about Tiger Woods. Woods says he needs to figure out how to play 4 good rounds instead of 2.
I still feel that I can win golf tournaments. I still feel I can hit the shots and still feel like I have my hands around the greens and I can putt. I just need to do it for all 4 days, not like I did at Augusta for only 2.
Woods hasn't won a major event since the 2019 Masters. A former warehouse assistant for the Augusta National Golf Club in Georgia has pled guilty to transporting millions of dollars worth of stolen Masters tournament memorabilia and historic items. Arnold Palmer's green jackets were one of the most prominent items taken. Federal prosecutors say the 39-year-old took items from the warehouse to another party in Florida for sale online. That was your sports update to 110. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Nicholas Hauka, and you're listening to BCIT's The Crow.
Stay tuned for more on BCIT's 1680 The Crow. This is 1680 The Crow, and you're listening to our feature presentation.
Today we are at the annual Vancouver International Auto Show at the downtown Vancouver Convention Center. This showcase features an array of electric cars and other zero-emissions fleet-related technology. Our co-producer Gina Tang is here with more about what is going on at this showcase and what one guest speaker has to say about their EV mission, its technological and battery components, and the project's ups and downs.
We're looking at the northern ice caps, basically, for the most part, gone.
There are multiple cars presented at the auto show, such as
Tesla, Rivian, Polestar, VinFast, all the newcomers to the industry.
I was lucky enough to get the chance to sit inside a lovely hybrid, together with a sales representative, Sina Is.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Sina from Surrey Mitsubishi. The vehicle you guys are looking at is the Outlander PHEV GT Premium. When you guys come inside and look at the car, it's a plug-in hybrid. Right now, it shows on my screen that my gas is full and my electric is full. The plug-in hybrid basically can sum up from 60 to 65 kilometers range, and gas can go up over 500 kilometers range. So let's say, for example, GAR's main priority is pretty much going to be in-city driving. So whenever you're in-city driving, the car is always going to try its best to be on electric because it tries to save you gas as much as it can. Once you go over the speed limit of 70, the car will transmit and switch to gas. So it starts to save you, again, your electric. So whenever you slow down, go back into city, it will change up. But the range is about 60 kilometers. And on top of that, the sound system, the seating system is amazing. And if you come back to the screen, there's the music.
There are dire climate issues revolving around gas emission cars. As we move to another sector of the auto show, we discover the behind-the-scenes process of creating EV charging ports. Let's look to Jodine Ballett to find out more.
My name is Jodine Ballett, and I work for RVE. So this is a company that builds EV energy management systems. We don't do the EV charging, we do the stuff that you need to make that possible. So say you're in a home, right, and you don't have any capacity left on your electrical panel. You can put one of our DCC patented DCCs right there, like the DCC 12, onto that panel, add a 30 to 60 amp EV charger, and it will divert energy when it's available. I know, it's a really nice trick. So when the panel hits 80% of its capacity, it shuts off all energy going to the EV charger. And then when that's not in use again, it'll reintegrate the EV charger. The geology stuff is really imperative because we knew about the climate issues back in 1957-58. Once you produce that EV, and particularly if you're producing ones that are based on more economic formats, so not the big giant monster EVs, the ones that people actually are going to use to move around, that you guys are going to be using to get to work. Anytime you dig anything out of the ground, cobalt, everything. And cobalt's used in... it's also used to kind of temper the lithium, okay? EVs are hydrogen vehicles. There's going to still be some vehicles which are going to be internal combustion. We're probably not going to avoid that because you have to kind of wait for actually generations to die off for the headspace to change, right? And it's important to know that EV charging, those are big, heavy, continuous loads. So in terms of protecting the panel, in terms of protecting that circuit, and in terms of protecting your household from electrical fires, this is why the DCC is actually a very significant tool. When you're having kids, etc., being able to take them around, do what you need to do. Okay, you're a whole generation thinking differently. That's profoundly powerful.
LEDs and technology to improve your driving experience. Today is Ford Pass, the available Sync 4 digital experience. An available Ford Blue Cruise can benefit you. Let's start with Ford Pass.
Let's talk to Executive Director Eric Nicole to gain more insight into how British Columbia is beginning to shift to EV.
Schedule vehicle service with participating dealers. You'll also get the ability to use the app to send remote commands to your vehicle.
Good morning.
With Ford Fast
I am
Connect.
Eric Nickel. I'm the Executive Director of the Vancouver International Auto Show. My responsibility here at the show, I engage with the manufacturer. Our job is to provide consumers the best experience possible to see and test drive new vehicles. By the year 2030, in BC, all new vehicles have to be either full battery electric or plug-in hybrid capabilities. We know how important the process towards electrification is for the industry. We're 4 years ahead. Every major manufacturer has an array of electric vehicles that are available for purchase. Say about 30% of the vehicles that are here on display are electric. And there's a differentiation between full battery electric and plug-in hybrid. As long as there is the ability for a vehicle to have charging capability and run on pure electric power. And then we look at the incorporation of new technology, weight reduction ratios, wind resistance, and overall improvements to the performance of each one of these vehicles. We're finding there was a gap in understanding of range anxiety. How far can I go before I need to charge, and how long is it going to take to charge? What we've seen now is improvements in battery size, increased in range, so we're no longer worrying about 175 kilometers worth of range. Some of these vehicles here can hit 600 up to 600 kilometers in range under optimum conditions, of course. First things first, find the right EV that fits your family's needs and lifestyle. If you are driving longer distances, maybe a plug-in hybrid is better for you. If you are intercity commuting, maybe a full EV, full battery electric is better for you.
There is clearly a large successful turnout at the show. From Nicole's perspective, the future of the automotive industry is moving electric. People are engaged with the presenters and trying out the models. This technological shift from gas to electricity is news for the environment, as greenhouse gas emissions will be greatly reduced. The climate crisis is being tackled.
We also want to hear from our drivers.
I'm Grace Chen with co-producers Gina Tang and Lisa Copton for BCIT's The Crow.
Everything is changing to digital. Everything is online. People aren't just waiting for the 6 o'clock news anymore. People want their news right now. They want to be able to go onto their smartphone, onto the internet, and see the news that they want to see.
Vancouver is growing at, a really rapid rate, the Lower Mainland even, and with the tools that we're given here, we're able to cover all of that.
Welcome to BCIT Magazine. I'm Radhika Sikki-King.
In the program, they really leave it up to you. I mean, the help is there when you need it, figuring out how to use the programs like Premiere, Audition, and figuring out how to use the cameras. But it's up to you to sort of experiment and figure out what you can do when you go out in the field.
They brought candles and flowers to remember the student who lost her life yesterday.
Theresa May says the international community condemns Moscow.
They really make sure that you know the basics and you are able to put out a quality product.
I'm Brady Tretanero.
And I'm Radhika Sikki-King. Thank you for tuning in to BCIT Magazine.